reading. This is actually a new moon in Aquarius, sun and moon conjunct actually in Aquarius reading. And I know that sometimes the FB Live shorts out a bit, but I'm going to do it anyways because I prefer to do these readings when people are tuned in. Hey, Pam, thanks for joining me. Like that, because it just makes it easier for me to read. Now, the reason that this is a new moon reading still, even though it's the 24th, the new moon actually hit at what was it, 4:42 Eastern Standard Time yesterday. And I picked these cards yesterday, but because I was receiving so many downloads myself and so many activations myself, that I've been unable to get on here and do anything. So we're just going to see how far we get, and I will do a reading for everyone who's watching this particular video, as well as pass these cards on. So let's get right into this, because these cards are already have already been chosen here. Now the first card that we have is White Buffalo Calf Woman. I started this reading in another FB Live, so you may have seen, you know, this card come up, but it got cut off. And the second one, this is number 44. The second one is Hayaka, and that's Sorceress of Light. Okay, Sorceress of Light. And the next one is Amaru, the Beautiful Place. So I thought these cards were really important. You know, all the seers and the light workers. Hey, Marie, nice to see you. All the light workers and all the channelers and the seers, all of the astrologers, you know, they're all going crazy right now in a good way because of all of these planets. One of the things, there's so many things to talk about in terms of the planets. Like, one is all the planets are direct right now. But let's just get to these cards because they are so important. Now, I picked 3 cards to go from the Rider-Waite deck as well, to go with these cards from the Earth Warriors, all right? And Alana Fairchild. So let's just start by reading the White Buffalo Calf Woman card, because and it's the last card in the deck, which I also think is significant because we're talking endings and beginnings. Okay, so here we go. Have hope, for you are pure of heart, and White Buffalo Calf Woman appears as the divine sign of rebirth and harmony. Is the way shower who lives as one with Great Spirit. She teaches the practices that will free and empower us all. She heralds the birth of the divine upon a new earth. You are held in her heart, and you will recognize her beautiful grace of spirit in your own. It's really important that, you know, right now, I have been asking people, who are your good leaders? Are your good leaders like Yeshua, White Buffalo Calf Woman, Sophia, Kuan Yin, Buddha, stuff like that? And you know, it feels a lot like the Divine Mother, the Great Mother, and all of the myriad names that she's called. She's also really the Holy Spirit in the Trinity that is mentioned in the Bible. And if you want to read that, all you have to do is read Proverbs 8, but you need to have a 1611 King James Version to get the goods on the goddess in the Bible. You can also just look that up. So there are so many messages that come through the goddess, and I'm going to try and get us one right now, but I don't have my bell, you know, because it has a crystal in it that I'm charging with a code I'd like to pass on to you, which is 4411. So let's see if I can just do the zone thing. I mean, I know I can. Okay, so let's go. So for the most part, the goddess energy that's coming down has a very clear and a simple message, and that is to remind all of us that not one of us did not come from a woman, and that the infinite principle, the principle of the zero dimension, the endless dimension, the great void, is the source from which comes the God principle, or the principle of creation, the principle which brings forward the third dimensional and fourth dimensional and fifth dimensional creations and that you have. And as it is that the Great Mother observes, and as it is that the Great Mother is always watching, and as it is that the Great Mother lives in a kind of a wisdom that definitely knows when not to do something, it is important that you reach into your heart and into your compassionate wisdom, because this is what the goddess represents here on earth. She represents compassionate wisdom, and that you find her within yourself, whether you be male or whether you be female, and that you realize that this is the balancing energy that takes us into the next place that we're going to. So I'm just going to thank the Mother Goddess Sophia and all the names that she has, the Queen of Heaven, and we will consider this reading a transmission. Now the card, of course, that got picked in congruency with this card is the Ace of Cups, and this is a new beginning. And this is not a new beginning of romantic love. I'm sorry, you know how I always say that anyways. This is a new beginning of eternal love. This is the kind of love that the Mother Goddess has, and she has love for everything and everyone. And how that works is that when she reviews the past, it is very simple for her to forgive and let go. Now, my mother, who I believe was someone who passed down the great teachings, of the Mother, as it is passed down generation to generation through touch, through stories, through poetry. She had a lot of fine sayings, and one of them was, forgive and don't forget to forget. Okay, the other card that came out with this particular white buffalo calf card is this card with male and female. And what I want you to know about the Holy Trinity, or whichever way you want to see it, whichever way you want to see the Mother, Father, Son, it is really actually the Mother, Father, Father, Mother, Son, Daughter. Each one of these carries the essence of the male and the female. And when it is said that we are created in God's image, that is why male and female were created. Boom. Now, the next thing we have here is this 40 card, and it's interesting, in that 4411 code that comes from Veronica, Lady V from Higher Realm Holistics. Please go onto YouTube, find Higher Realm Holistics, check out Lady V. Okay, she's really intense. Okay, so this is number 40. It's Hayakad. It says Sorceress of Light, and I like that. Okay, because I have been accused of being a sorceress. In other words, a woman of power must be evil. No. So I really want to remind all the women who are watching, who may have shown their power at different times and gotten the dark energy, evil sorceress manipulation from a narcissist who isn't feeling very good about themselves that day. Forget about it. Okay, we are sorcerers of light. Okay, even when we are we're showing our fangs and we're pointing our fingers and we're like, we're doing this entirely out of love, and we're doing it out of a sense of duty and justice. And we're probably doing this or I'm going to say, we are doing this to defend truth. We don't really like it when truth or anything else that is pure gets trampled on. Okay, I just froze, so I'm going to have to command this. I command you to unblock me right now. Do it. Facebook. Okay, there we go. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Sometimes when my energy gets strong, I'm not like saying this egoically, but things will freeze up or things will waver. So let's just see what this says. 40. Sources of light. No enemy shall defeat you. Not by night, nor by day, not upon the earth, nor in the soul. You are divinely protected and empowered. You shall fulfill your destiny with joy in your heart and laughter in your belly. Play, be in nature. Feel the freedom of happiness within you, even in this moment. And, you know, this moment, we know what we're talking about. I'm not mentioning the news. Hiya! There are your sacred powers, and with them you shall take every step upon your journey successfully, and nothing shall thwart your divine destiny. No. And if you do feel something thwarting your divine destiny, you can always go to your local crystal shop, like I did today, and you can get yourself a little bit of shungite, a little bit of black tourmaline, a little bit of raw obsidian, and, you know, you're off to the races. Oh, and then you just put that together with your own little chunk of labradorite, if you have it, which is what I did, and you're protected as heck. And the cards that go with the Sorceress of Light card that came out of the Rider-Waite are these two. Okay, so what we have here is the Eight of Swords, and excuse me, I'm trying the wrong one. And I'm saying the wrong thing. I'm all, you know what I mean? Okay, so the Eight of Wands. Okay, so what do you see? You see the light worker, and the light worker is like going, oh, look, it's my wand. Oh, look, I'm magical. Oh, look at my magic wand. Oh, look at how I'm not integrating my magicalness with myself. Oh, look at how I'm holding all of my magic outside of myself by buying magical items and buying nice things like art. And look at how all of my magic is outside of me and how I'm looking, and it's good, with admiration at myself on the beauty path, because I'm on the beauty path, which is perfect. But what I need to do is put the wand down, look in the mirror, and see the divinity. Yeah, so this is why I don't really like clearing my personal self and doing these readings, because I would never say anything like that. Guaranteed. All right, this is the other card that goes with this. And this represents the light worker who is bound by thoughts and bound by what other people think of them. So behind you see the swords piled up, and what those are all the things that have been said against this light worker, all the put downs that have been said about this light worker. They cannot put them truly behind themselves, and they are also bound up conversely by what others think of them and how they see them, and they're held tightly in this cocoon, and you're being asked to break free and shine your light and drop all of the negatively emotionally charged, even glances that have come your way from people. They don't belong to you. They're not yours. They belong to the people that shot them out. Thank you for doing that for me. Okay, or whoever I am right now talking to you. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we're on to the last card, which blows my mind. Just take a look. It's called The Beautiful Place. And it makes me think of New Earth. It makes me think of all the visions that we've had, not like just for the past few years or something, but over the thousands of years that we've been oppressed by the controllers, and how those imaginative, artistic, poetic, musician, lazy people who didn't seem to be doing anything were actually imagining this beautiful world for themselves and their families, their community, and the whole world, and they couldn't stop it. They couldn't stop believing in peace. They couldn't stop believing in joy. They couldn't. We're frozen, which is great, because I can just stay frozen there while I find my place and get to the place of reading the card. I think it'd be cool if it stayed frozen and I could read, because I get the feeling you can hear me. The beautiful place. Your dreams of a more beautiful world are not a product of childish fantasy nor idle imagination. They are true spiritual visions inspired by the universal heart that yearns for a divine paradise to be manifested in all worlds. You have a life purpose for divine paradise to be manifested in all worlds. You have a life purpose to assist in the creation of divine harmony in the world. Through sacred activism and the expression of your soul talents, believe that the beautiful world you long for is not only possible, but part of your spiritual responsibility to create. Okay, listen, I'm going to end this reading because, no, I'm not. Because I have 2 more cards to read. I'm sorry. I'm getting all blissed out. And I wasn't really having a great day earlier, honestly. I even wore my black fake leather biker jacket out today. So the 2 traditional Rider-Waite cards that go with this are this outcome, whoa, this outcome of a community, a vibrant, thriving community that is abundant, and everybody's family, and everyone has what they need, and they know their inner soul treasures as well as they have their 3 and 4 and 5D treasures. It's like la la la. But look, you see, it takes work. It's okay. This Lightworker's got it together. He's not going to stumble. He's not going to fall. He's carrying a lot of wands, but they're all spiritual treasures. It's all spiritual wisdom, and sometimes it does feel like a burden. Sometimes it does feel like a burden. The wands in the tarot represent the spirit. These aren't swords. These aren't carrying mental burdens. And the spiritual thoughts and the sadness that comes with it, and sometimes we have to process emotions for the whole world. We do. When you feel like you're doing that, that's because that's what you're doing. And I want to thank you for that. I really want to thank all the Lightworkers and all the Starseeds for all of the work you do by yourselves, alone, in your mind, in your heart, and with your beautiful soul. So I am going to close off this. I'm going to say namaste. I am you, you are me. We're one human family on our one jewel earth. And I really feel like we're being sent off into the age of Aquarius with little like wings of perception. Okay, so please share your gifts. All right, now I'm gonna go.